there's something that can't be talked about. All the talking is about the things that can't be talked about, but there's still so much talking about that, right? But then to have a presence on stage that we get to engage with, that is, that's real for us, that has a real life in the arc of 90 minutes, that can't be exactly described or talked about or fully articulated or defined inside what you're telling us. So I find that to be an invitation, and however you want to play it, or you want to blurry it more to create mystery, or you want to make it clearer so we have more time with it, they're larger, or to scale with you, or so we see them more, whatever. I trust your team. But yeah, that seems to be a research question that you're hunting down, is what is the kind of homosocial bond between two dancers really about? In what has your 10 years inquiry via dance really been about? It's not exactly obvious that two men dancing with contact in the way we're seeing is gay sex, or
Right.
Greek, or archival, or historical. I mean, those are leaps you're asking us to make that seem like it worked based on the judgment around the room that two men dancing together, partnering men are lovers. You've led us there, but that's not exactly obvious. So dance is sexual? That's curious. Is it?
Yeah, well, there are certainly some more conservative religious traditions that would always say that it is and seek to prohibit it. And my experience, the biggest surprise for me in the whole process all along was I was delighted that there were all these guys that came and wanted to be in this project and work. But what I hadn't expected was that they would actually come to embody what I believe to be kind of Whitman's utopian dream for what men in America might be, not just for America, but for the world. I mean, it was really very utopian, but he saw it as a cure for materialism, a cure for, the cities being too hard and not having enough nature. He saw it really as a kind of real democratic force in the best sense, and that and for Whitman it was not limited in terms of what might the relationship be. I mean, he didn't exactly write about this, but to interpret his writing, it seems like it might be, and this same interpretation is possible then when you see two men dancing together. They might be, on the most intimate level, they might be lovers, or they might be brothers, or they might be friends, or they might be co-workers, or they might just be two strangers on the dance floor together. But there's this multiplicity of possible interpretations, and for me that's important because that resonated with how I think Whitman had to write to survive. He had to write so that Oscar Wilde would get so excited by reading his stuff that he would think, I'm not the only one in the world who wants to write about these things. And at the same time, he had to write in such a way that his stuff wouldn't all get thrown in the trash bin. And he had enough resistance as it was, but he also had supporters, and supporters who supported him for things like his cosmic theology, for his democracy, for things other than his specific focus on the love of men for men. And so, yeah, that was the big surprise for me in developing and working with this group. And I think it was palpable from the moment they came on stage. And the thing that I love is I think I still feel it in the video that Nancy shot of them, that there's a kind of joyfulness in being together that's not competitive, that's supportive, and that's physical. it's, I mean, like I sometimes think of contact improvisation, it's like wrestling where both people win. You know, and where they just try to help each other make the best moves possible.